myself. Hey, everybody.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going really, really well. I'm finally adjusting from all of my travel.
Yeah.
Yes, finally. I slept a ton today, which was good because by the time I went to bed yesterday, I think I'd been up for about 25 straight hours. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, you didn't sleep on the plane?
No, I'm not really a plane sleeper, are you?
Yeah, if I can.
Ugh, I'm jealous. But yeah, I'm so happy to be back and listening to season 1, episode 8 of the Critshow. We are back in Hawaii. And I think last time we left our heroes, things were looking a little dire. There was a ghoul attack and pulling people under the bed and all sorts of stuff.
It's true. Cass is being run like a football towards the ocean, I believe.
Yes. I'm sure it'll work out fine.
Yeah.
Do we have anything that we want to hit before we get into this episode?
Oh, I can't think of anything. I mean, tomorrow the Q&A for season 3 comes out because next week begins season 4.
Oh boy, I'm so excited.
Yeah, and there is a teaser for season 4 at the end of the Q&A for season 3, so.
Nice. I can't wait to listen to it. Yeah. So if you are not yet caught up on the main show, you have just about 8 days, a little less than that, to do so. I'm sure you can do it.
Yeah.
The speed with which people have binged this show astounds me sometimes.
I mean, it helps that a lot of times the episodes are like 35, 40 minutes.
It's true. It's true. So yeah. So if you're all caught up, make sure you listen to the end of the Q&A for a sneak peek at season 4. Should we get into the episode?
Yeah, might as well. Oh, you know what I did not do? Oh, well, no, that's okay. I was about to say I didn't edit out like the beginning stuff, but I remember last time everyone told me to keep that stuff in. So
yeah, I like hearing the intros. I like hearing where y'all's heads are at.
Where we thought what was going on.
Exactly. All right,
let's do this.
Okay.
So before we get too far into this, it is Sunday evening. It is the 17th. We're recording for the episode on Wednesday. And right before I sat down, I looked at our Podbean site. We have not even officially been out 3 weeks. And I think we have listeners in 7 countries so far.
Yeah?
So
there's a lot of countries left to go, though.
Oh, I've just been sitting on my phone, downloading it and deleting it and re-downloading it. Does that...
I don't think that counts.
That doesn't... Oh, no.
But I've been picking up strangers' phones whenever I just see them sitting.
Oh,
the
good.
gym.
And I just go straight to the podcast app.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Or thecritshow.podbean.com. I don't know. Why would I plug that here? If you're listening to this, you have accidentally stumbled across us and listened to it. I don't know why I'm plugging it to you.
You know where to find it.
I'm literally...
You're in it.
Preaching to the choir.
So we've got a contest going on right now. We've got a trivia quiz.
Yep.
It is over the first 6 episodes. And if you answer them all right, you get put into a drawing to win some swag from one of our friends. Wes has a website where he makes super cool nerd clothes.
Yep.
And you can get $50 stuff from that website if you win.
Stylish Senpai.
Stylish Senpai.
And actually, we've had a surprising number of entries to the point where I think we've decided to add some kind of homegrown prizes. We're going to add 2 more prizes into that drawing. First, we're going to draw the Stylish Senpai prize because that is the prize du jour. But we're also starting to record some other stuff. You know, I think in the first episode I said that, you know, the Crit Show is not necessarily going to just be Monster of the Week, that it's going to be us playing a bunch of different games. And we're starting to record a little bit of that so that we have some content if we need it, or just if we feel like, oh, we want to share something, let's have some fun. So Tass is actually going to run a game here pretty soon.
I've heard that about me.
I know. Do you want to talk about what that game is?
Sure. I'll give kind of the briefest of synopses. So essentially, I found this game that is also a powered by the apocalypse system called Masks. and it's very much set in a superhero world, so very comic book-esque, and that's where we're going to set it. It's actually an old brainchild of, I'm going to say mine/ours, because you guys, you, Tej, and several other friends from way back, and I mean way like 14 years ago back, kind of contributed to some of this ridiculousness. And it is a story that I am calling The Hero Salad. And it revolves around a group of superheroes that were these like well-established, like Justice League or Avengers level superhero team. And they fell into a trap. They got depowered and then transformed into these ridiculous and or hideous fruit and vegetable looking people. So the whole thing's really going to kind of follow these people that were established, very serious heroes that are now in this ridiculous circumstance, and how do they kind of deal with that in this world?
And the reason we tell you that is because the second prize that we're going to draw out is whoever we draw out, they're going to have a conversation with Tass, and they're going to be one of the NPCs in the game. They're going to create a superhero that will appear fairly regularly with the hero salad. They'll get to pick the character's name. Is it spoiling too much if we give an example of one of the names that's being used?
No, absolutely. Go for it.
Okay, so for example, my character before he was transformed was Granite, and he is a city-based power character where he gets his strength from the city. He can pull up rock around himself. But in his transformation, the fruit that he became, he is now named the pomegranate because he is a pomegranate, and he's super not happy about it. So the names are very punny, but the situation is very dangerous. So you will get to help Tass come up with your fruit or vegetable themed superhero, and also what they used to be before they became this.
Yep, I'm excited about
So that'll
that.
be fun.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun one.
I've had a lot of people, message me saying that they wish they could play a game like this. I think that is a good kind of start, letting someone help make a character and give influence.
I also want to throw out there that it doesn't necessarily have to be one of the hero salad as well. It could be a villain.
That's true.
If they like.
Mm-hmm.
And what are they? What's that organization called? We don't have to give it up. It's fine.
No,
you can
let's
save
not.
that.
Let's not
Okay.
give that
but
up
you could be a heel in our story.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. And then the third prize that we're going to draw is Jake.
I was like, where's this going?
Whole
That's it.
night.
That's the whole story.
No holds barred.
Touched
no.
by an angel.
I will make you a custom dice bag. So if you draw my prize, then we'll have a talk about what you want a dice bag to look like,
Yeah.
and I'll make you a special dice bag.
What kind
Dice
of
not
fabric you like?
included. But
His dice bags are so cool too. They're really, really.
I
really
bet
good.
we could include some dice. I bet each of us could give up a die or two to some lucky person.
Oh, I've had a couple that
You're-
I've wanted to melt down because of how bad they roll.
Yeah,
I'd be happy to
it could
throw
be a
those
grab
in.
bag of lucky and unlucky dice. So yeah, that is the little addendum we're doing to the giveaways. We've added 2 other prizes just because we've had such a good response and entry compared to what we imagined. So the other thing I want to talk about, we record, and because I can't quite yet get a firm grasp on, once we're done at the end of the day, what is usable and what's not usable. And so I never know how much content we're going to have. And so like right now, we're an episode ahead, and I'd like to be on a schedule where we're recording, on Sunday what people are going to hear Wednesday, so that you guys are with the audience in the sense of, oh my gosh, what's going on? I don't know, man. You don't have to worry about spoiling anything, and you can talk with people about, what's going on, what you think is happening. But until I get more comfortable just with our process, I don't think that that's a Rev of the past was such a fool.
Oh no, that's no.
Oh, what a fool. What a fool I was.
Yeah, so
Well, let's not do that.
let's listen to it all again. All right, so a lot of stuff to talk about there. So Rev, now that you have over 3 years of experience behind your belt, how ahead do you like to be compared to the episodes coming out?
If I can be, I always like to have a 4-episode buffer.
Uh-huh.
So I'd like to be recording the episode that will come out like in 5 weeks. So like if episode 20 is coming out on Wednesday, that Sunday before, I want to be recording episode 25 if possible.
That makes sense.
Which is still, I'm discovering, a very, very small runway compared to a lot of other shows.
Yeah, I know a lot of other actual play shows like have just, they're like months ahead from what's coming out on the main feed. Yeah. Oh boy, can you imagine how stressful it would be if you were recording the episode that was coming out on Wednesday? Like, what would you do from a pickups perspective?
People would have to do them on like Monday or Tuesday.
Oh, that's so stressful.
Yeah, and people didn't do them like initially. People doing pickups did not do them as a group. It was like Jake came by to do his, Task came by to do his. It was just whenever people were free.
Oh, interesting. Because now that all happens like when everyone is all together as kind of like the first bit of sort of quote unquote company business is recording all the pickups before you start recording new episodes.
Mm-hmm.
So then we also got a little bit of chat about other games. That Hero Salad game sounds really cool, really interesting.
It's true. The mechanics used in it aren't the same, nor were the characters.
Yeah. I was like the character you pitched sounded vaguely familiar to what you ended up playing, but a little different.
Yeah.
As well as the game system changed as well, which is funny because then we ended up circling back around to masks eventually.
It took us a while to get there, but we got there. Oh, let's see. Where were we at in this?
I don't know.
Talk with people about, what's going on, what you think is happening.
There we go.
But until I get more comfortable just with our process, I don't think that that's a realistic goal. So what we've decided to do is that we're going to keep playing and we're going to keep recording. If we get to the end of a story arc, us, the players at the table, and there are extra episodes left, that next week, we're going to publish those because we don't want the listeners to be so far behind that we're on a new story arc and they're still in the middle of the previous one. If we're getting ready to start the next one, whatever built-up episodes I've got, I'm going to put out a little faster so that they get caught up with us.
I like that. I think that's really cool, too, because these last 2 or 3 weeks in particular have been interesting to kind of feel that, to be on the same level with them, because the first week wasn't like that at all. When we put out 5 all at once, we kind of knew we're sitting back and waiting to hear, maybe what people thought or where they think it's going or, what the little theories and things are behind what was happening with these mysterious figures. But now we're kind of on an even playing field, and I really dig that.
Yeah, so, every now and then you guys might get some unexpected episodes.
That's the sound of some of the dice you guys might get.
It's true.
I'm going to find some rogues right now.
That is a giant dice bag.
Trying to find the ones that I will give a new home.
I've made a note to myself to go back and delete that little section of commentary out because I can now replace the master files without it affecting anything.
Because it will that will never happen. How stressful would that be?
Yeah.
Like not only are we going to try to just stay 1 week ahead, but on the off chance that we're ever ahead and finish the story arc, just publish all of them.
Yeah.
Oh no.
That early on, people emailed us mostly. Some of the stuff was through Facebook. Not much of it was through Twitter. A lot of it was through email. And we also, the first website that we had also had a contact us feature. So I was actually trying to find the trivia, and I can't find it. I was trying to see if I could find it, and I was going to quiz you and see.
Oh, shoot. That would be really fun. Yeah, I don't know where that is anymore. That's probably just a dead link somewhere.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. It's so long ago. I just went through the Critshow email to see if the submissions were still back there, but I can't find them.
Oh, man. Enthalpy asks, did one of the winners make their way into Hero Salad?
Yes. Yep.
Who was it?
It was I'm trying to make sure I get the name right. Because it ended up being someone that we had played with prior. And their character is a character that actually comes in later. But they were in the initial team. They were the healer.
Oh.
and the name is lost on me right now.
I could probably find it really, really quickly. And while I'm finding it, I'm going to ask you another question.
Okay.
So you all were talking about adding on new games. Tass is talking about Hero Salad. Did you have any idea that you were at this point going to be doing a Patreon, or was this just kind of like planning games with the thought of doing more games on the main feed?
Yeah, at that point it was just planning, because this would have been in, gosh,
This has been June or July.
June or July, yeah. And so we, we didn't start the Patreon until 6 months later. So yeah, at that point it was just kind of recording other content to see what we wanted to try, and just to kind of have backup stuff.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, I can't find her, but I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah. Because it's the person who's with Tussle Sprout a bunch.
Yeah.
Divinity? What did Divinity's name turn into?
It says just the question mark next to their Hero Salad name. So I don't know. I don't know if that was ever revealed or if Tass never updated the Guardian City lore.
Oh, fair. Okay.
Divinity. Yeah, very good. Nice job, Anthelby.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep going.
Okay. And are they going to be good ones or bad ones?
I don't know. First, I have to decide which ones I'm willing to part with at all, and then try and find a good balance between ones that have wronged me and ones that have done me good.
Oh, that's fair. All right, so while Jake tries to sort this out, I'm going to let the recap roll. They are getting blood. They're almost taking it in through osmosis. I was able to subdue them both while they were feeding on her. Find whoever turned them, and we may be able to save them. There's a small island. They say that if you go by there at night, you hear screams. You do see one set of footprints that go from the fire pit to the water and then back again. There is one unmarked bottle of red liquid.
Little taste off the tip of my tongue.
And a hand shoots out from underneath the bed and grabs you and starts to pull you underneath the bed. You lay on hands and you can feel that he's got damage, but there's something else. He seems sick.
So I will take the illness.
You raise the 38 at the ghoul and pull the trigger, and there's a dull click sound. It wraps its hands around your back and carries you out towards the water. Jake, you have just finished healing TJ. Again, you have this strange sensation that there was something inside of him other than the damage, and you chose to take that instead of his point of damage. You turn around to see what's going on with this creature, and you see it carrying Tass over his shoulder out the door.
Okay, I want to ask TJ, like, hey, we got to go get him. You ready?
Go get him, go.
I just want to fly to Tass. How far away are they?
Not far, maybe 30 feet.
Yeah, still. Sounds more theatrical. I'm just going to fly to Tass and then try and take a swing at the thing.
Okay, so roll act under pressure to for your teleport to get to the right spot and then swing.
You're back at home on the toilet again, aren't you?
I don't... Probably. I got a 6.
So you appear next to TJ, and in that moment you realize that you must have been confused because you were thinking about teleporting to Tass, but then you were worried about what's going on with TJ, but there's no time to think about that. Got to get to Tass, TJ Tass, Tass J, TJ, TJ ass. And you just appear at TJ's butt. You appear behind him, looking out the door.
I just go, oops, and then I guess run after it on foot because that didn't work so well.
All right. Is there anything that you want to do, Tass?
I want to holler a little in
Okay.
kind of an kind of manner.
Like a real monsters?
Exactly. Real monster tackled me out the door.
Yeah, and you realize that you don't have your pistol anymore.
Oh, yeah. Well,
We have realized something that we've been missing, really that I have been missing.
Oh.
The nice thing about me missing stuff in the game is that it's always in your guys' favor. So as I discover things that need to be added, it's fun for me, but it's not great for you. But I have not been doing harm moves like I should. So you did not take any harm from this thing grabbing you and running away, but you did drop something. You dropped your pistol.
that is fine because we just discovered it was unloaded for the most part,
That's
so
true.
I'm not too upset
I mean,
this time
4
around.
out of 6 ain't bad, right?
Yeah, that's all right. How is it carrying me? Is it like holding me in its...
Yeah, what Josh mentioned, it is a choppier recap because early on I was trying to get as much information in as I could. And then as they go on, I start really just touching on like 2, 3, maybe 4 things, and it's always the cliffhanger from before, and then a couple of things that I feel like you might need to be reminded of for what's coming up in that episode.
Yeah, what might be like directly important for this episode, as opposed to just being like, here's a general summary of everything that happened.
Like everything that happened.
Yeah.
How is it carrying me? Is it like holding me in its arms? Does it have me over
You are over
shoulder?
one shoulder.
Okay.
You are over its right shoulder.
Got
Basically,
it.
its shoulder blade into your gut.
And out the
Arms
door.
arms over the back, legs over the front.
I still have the shotgun in its holster on my back.
Correct.
I guess I want to do kind of whatever I can to, I don't know, that just pulling it out and take it. If I'm like tilted over its back, like facing the ground, I don't know what I can do with that. So what if I like try to, I want to like unhook the holster, the shoulder rig that it's on so that it's loose and then just reach behind me and twist it so that it's like facing at the thing's face.
Oh,
and
I see.
Pull the trigger.
Okay. All right. Roll act under pressure.
Okay. That is a 10.
Mama.
Is that your catchphrase now?
Yeah. Mama.
Mama.
Oh, mama.
What you guys don't see, TJ came in today. He's got a haircut, and it's a giant blonde coiffure. He is in his Johnny Bravo phase of life now.
Oh, mama.
I dig it.
How much damage does your shotgun do?
3.
Okay. So yeah, this thing takes that shotgun blast essentially to the side of the head because of the way that you're positioned, and it falls to the ground and drops you.
Yeah.
So that's what you see. TJ, what are you doing?
I'm in hot pursuit.
So you're just taking off right after Jake?
Absolutely.
Okay, so you both see Tass kind of pivot his gun on his back and fire a shell right into its face, and it kind of flies sideways a little bit, dropping him onto the ground.
Is it still moving?
It is.
Then I'm going to coup de grace that bad boy.
I don't think it works that way, but give it a shot.
I want to smash it with me hammer.
All right, roll kick some ass.
Wreck it, Ralph.
7.
Oh, okay. Whew.
You slam your hammer down on the ghoul, and it wraps one hand around the arm that is holding the hammer at the same time. You take 1 point of damage, but you don't actually, I believe, take any damage because of your armor.
Accurate.
But you do see that it gets a little stronger. You can feel it sucking energy from you. It got just a little gap in your armor. It's touching skin somewhere, and you can feel like little...
Well,
Ew.
super.
And you take -1 forward. TJ, are you doing anything?
Absolutely. I'm going to go ahead and swing my nunchucks at this thing's face.
All right, roll kick some ass.
Absolutely. That would be a 10.
Excellent. What is your additional effect?
I'm going to suffer 1 less harm.
So you take no damage because of your choice of take 1 less harm.
Excellent.
Tass.
I kind of want to... Oh, God, I don't think I do this in the moment. I was going to say I kind of want to take it in and be like, does this look like somebody that's recently turned, or is it male or female? But, hell with this thing.
Are you going to sex the ghoul? Is that what you're saying?
I kind of, yeah. I just want to see what's going on with its downstairs mix-up.
Yeah. I don't mean sex it like meow, 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 but I mean sex it like find out is it male or female.
Oh, kind of like what you would do with a puppy whenever it first is born.
Do you not do that?
No, I think you have to do it to things that have internal genitalia, not external.
Oh.
You're just fiddling with puppy dicks at that point.
Yeah, I think I'm trying to be in this noble mindset of like, oh, well, I'm going to try to understand. No, I'm going to shoot it in the face.
Roll kick some ass.
Okay.
Well, if we didn't lose you after that section of chatter, you're probably here to stay.
Oh my god.
Oh, Lord.
I feel like these first few episodes are a lot dirtier than you get.
A little.
Oh
yeah.
boy. Oh man.
Oh no. Oh, good. Good. What's hypothetically, if someone were to have rolled a 3 in this situation,
On one die or both?
let's say, sake of argument, in this mythical scenario that isn't the truth of the present, it were a total of 3. What I want to know is like, what good stuff do I get to hear from you?
I think the thing that you get to hear is that you get a point of experience in a second. I think that's the good news.
Thanks, buddy.
The bad news is, what's the range on that shotgun?
Close.
Great. You take a step forward to shoot at the ghoul, and you have a moment of thinking, maybe I should switch from the shotgun, because this is like the third time that I've gone to pull the trigger and just shot wildly into the air, because the ghoul charges at you and once again body checks you, knocking the shotgun out of your hand and running with you towards the sea.
Oh, good.
Would you like to do anything now, Jake?
Yeah, I want to hurt it.
Okay.
Just for the sake of knowing, because this is supposed to be an immediate thing that kind of resolves after the action, I have leveled up.
Okay, well, what are you going to take?
Well, I think for flavor here...
Shotgun proficiency?
No.
Is that a thing?
No.
How about hold on to your weapons proficiency?
I hate you guys. No, I think as I'm dangling there over his shoulder, I notice, oh my God, this whole time, my vest has been unbuttoned, so my armor hasn't been what it could be. Silly me. And so as I'm flopping, against its ass, face to ass, I'm buttoning up my vest. And now I have +1 armor.
Great.
I like that your bulletproof vest buttons.
Yep, it sure does.
I like that while laying over something's shoulder, you could notice something on your chest was unbuttoned.
Hey, man.
We're going to test this with Jake. Jake, pick him up.
Oh, God.
Jake, are you teleporting to this thing? Are you going to run after it? Are you going to throw the hammer?
How far away has it managed to get?
You could catch up to it.
I'm just
Try to
gonna-
hit it in the back.
I'm just going to catch up to it and hit it then.
Okay. Roll kick some ass.
10.
Oh, nice.
And you do 3, you said?
Yes, and for my extra effect, I'm going to do an additional one.
Good call. It goes down.
Yeah.
It collapses to the ground, releasing its catch of the day for the second time. And it's just laying on the beach now, dead. I hope you're happy with yourselves.
Yeah.
This creature was in its natural habitat in the wild, trying to survive.
Well, it hunts man, so
I mean, it
I'm
is
thrilled with it.
the most dangerous game.
All right, solved it. Let's go.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's take a look at this thing. Except I don't know what I'm looking for. So, hey, Tass, take a look at this thing.
Yeah, so I mean, I kind of recognized it. I think we established last time, right, when I was taking that shot. So what do I know about ghouls? Like, what does that translate to on a literal hunter knows the prey kind of situation?
So what you know about ghouls just from seeing them in books and stuff, they can be created by cannibalism. They can be created by people spending just too much time near or around death, cemeteries, a long time ago, plague houses. They usually live underground. They don't like the daylight, and they have kind of systems of tunnels. And really, they exist and thrive off of causing fear and eating.
Okay, well, yeah, I'm just going to get down and, inspect it, kind of just go over it, see if it's, I don't know, see what I can see.
All right, roll investigate a mystery.
Oh, okay. I will. Is a 9.
You get a hold 1.
I guess I just essentially want to know what's being concealed here.
As you get closer to it, you know the anatomy of a ghoul, the things that you should see. You can see that its hands are larger than normal, and the claws are very tough. The claws normally are just extensions of monstrous fingernails, but these almost have a metallic feel to them. And you can see that the teeth in its mouth are pretty blunted. You'd be used to seeing a whole lot of predatory teeth. And with what you've seen on TJ and Jake, you do see that there are pores on the hand that almost look like little suckers. And then as you inspect its neck, you actually see a pair of gills that you didn't notice before.
Oh, God. Look at this, guys. And I'm going to especially show them the gills.
Is that thing able to breathe underwater then?
I mean, yeah, this is clearly gills.
And I imagine that those claws or the hands are how it just kind of sucked some of the life out of me a second ago.
Is that what it did? Are you okay?
I think so. It felt like it kind of drained some of my blood or something. I don't know what exactly happened. I want to look at
Yeah, and you
where I
see
felt
just
that
a
happen.
little area of blood blisters.
Okay, so
So not a normal ghoul then.
no.
Almost like a water ghoul.
Yeah. Did we just take care of this? Was this maybe what hurt the other people, like infected them and turned them into ghouls?
Maybe. We need to find out how to cure it, or else I think I'm going to turn into a ghoul.
Oh, God.
I don't think I said this out loud.
No,
Ever, did
we're
I?
like,
because
what?
we were just in the middle of shit. Yeah. When I healed TJ back in the room, I could feel that there was more going on than just the damage that he had taken from the creature. He had some kind of illness, and I don't know if it was from him drinking the gross rotten meat drink behind the bar or if it was from when it got hands on him, but whatever it was, I took it. So you should be okay now, TJ, but something is wrong with me, and I don't know what it is or when or how it will manifest.
Oh, God. Okay. I mean, let me call in. Let's clean this up. Let's, kind of report in at least, and then I'll call IPT and see if they have any information about that. If there's anything we can do to stop you from, God, if that's going to turn you into one of these, like those people.
Well, worst case scenario, I've got a bad knee, so let me just write down a list of all of my weaknesses, and you can take me out.
Okay.
Lickety-split.
Yeah, don't
Actually,
love that.
you know what one of my main weaknesses is?
What?
Is bullets. So
Oh,
just use those, and
Fair.
I'll probably go down.
does one of you want to go get Ori, go fetch him, and bring him to see what's going on here, and I'll call Margaret?
Yeah, I can do that.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'll go get Ori.
So what are you guys doing while he's gone?
I'm going to be down like next to this body, just kind of ready to describe things, and I'm going to use my move, deal with the agency.
Okay,
I'm just going to be on guard while he does.
gotcha.
7, which says, on a 7 to 9, things aren't so great. You might get chewed out by your superiors, and there will be fallout, but you get what you need for the job.
So the phone rings and she answers. So what's the news?
Okay, well, pretty instantly, we took out a ghoul. We found an actual ghoul in the same room where the people were attacked.
Oh,
It made off with me. It almost got me to the ocean. Like it was going to take me somewhere and I don't know. I assume eat me. That's what they do. But there's all sorts of weird stuff about this. It's clearly a ghoul, but it has gills and like suction cups on its hands. Like not exactly, they're tiny, but they're like suckers. And we're pretty sure it infected Jake. So that's kind of why I'm calling, is just that I don't really have a precedent for this. I don't know if there's a way to heal him or make whatever's infecting him stop. We don't want him to turn into one of those things like the others.
let me put you on hold. I'm going to talk to the guys down in the lab real quick.
Okay.
So you get to the main office, TJ,
Mm-hmm.
and Ori's in there. He's in behind the desk.
Ori, it looks like we might have taken care of your problem.
Oh, good. Problem solved. You guys, everything will be all set before the next group staying here arrives.
Possibly. When is the next group arriving?
Well, they'll be here in about 7 days, and the rest of the crew will be back in about 5.
Okay. All right. We wanted to actually show you what the problem might have been.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so if you want to come with me, we'll go see something. And just to warn you, it may be a little shocking.
Is this optional?
I would say no. I think you definitely need to come see this.
Okay, and follows you. Margaret comes back on the line.
We get a couple things there in chat.
We do. So Enthalpy says, it's so strange seeing how quick the boys are to call in Margaret in these episodes.
Yeah, and it's a big part of it is that at this time, Tass has a move that lets him do that. That does not stay prevalent.
Yeah.
Pretty quickly, I think that he might lose that move.
Yeah.
And it's a move that if you mess up, you also don't have access to it for a while.
Yeah. I think that move, what are we on, episode 8? Like, it's almost like there are maybe like 15 more episodes before that move doesn't get used as much, or let's see what else. There are a few other things that seem different to me. I think their voices become more expressive in future episodes.
I mean, that's very possible. They're obviously even with Tass and TJ being performers, being on mic was, is a learned skill. You can't rely on your expressions and your hand gestures and your energy changes and stuff. It's got to be a lot more vocal cues. So,
yeah, and I think, and I'm sure that's must be an interesting thing to figure out, especially on Coin, on a show where we have the cast playing themselves, is how do you differentiate between like out of character table talk and then being like, now I'm actually speaking in the world. And there is that slight sort of like uptick in energy that we hear when they are sort of actually talking in the world as opposed to just talking around the table. And I think that becomes a little more noticeable as it goes on.
Mm-hmm.
Margaret comes back on the line, and you can tell that she's on speakerphone. Describe what it is that's strange about this ghoul. I want these guys to hear this.
Okay, so actually while I'm describing, I'm also just kind of holding the phone away and taking pictures of the gills and, you know, opening up the palm and taking those, and I'm texting them to her while we're on speaker.
Okay.
Yeah, so here kind of on the neck behind the ears, there are actual gills. And I mean, when it had me, it was clearly hauling towards the ocean. Like that's where it was going to take me to feed or whatever it is. And the hands are a little larger than they should be. And I'm kind of sending them one of the showing, getting real close up on the suckers on the hands, or the pores, I guess. And these claws in particular are different. They're almost metallic-y, like they're kind of larger and thicker than an average ghoul. Yeah, it's clearly a ghoul, but with extra.
I wonder if maybe it's some kind of... ghouls don't really evolve, do they? And you kind of hear some of the guys in the background like, no, it doesn't make sense. Like they're not, that's not how they work. They're created and they don't spawn. You can kind of hear these guys just having a conversation behind.
These scientist guys are very lackluster.
They are. And you think that your friend was infected by one of them.
It's Jake, the one with the sort of divine touch.
Yeah.
So it was actually TJ that got hit, but when Jake was using his divinity to heal him and make him feel better, he felt that disease, and he essentially sacrificed himself in a way to take that disease off of TJ.
I think you're going to have to find a way to get us that body so we can study it. If there is a disease within it, that's not how ghouls work. They don't spread themselves.
Huh.
They are created. You can't catch ghoul. So if it's carrying something, we need to find out what, because the things that you're describing on this ghoul, they don't match the symptoms that the people that we have here are showing.
Oh, okay. Clearly, if those guys were ghouls specifically now, we'd know that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's been a couple of days.
So whatever this is has something else. It's not turning them into ghouls. It's doing that. Oh, God. I guess we'll do something to figure out how to get this body to you.
All this is on speakerphone, right?
Her side is. I don't know if you're on speaker.
Mine was, because I was taking the pictures.
Right.
Yeah.
I've just got my back to you, and I'm just like sweating profusely in terror. No.
I want to use my move, deal with the agency, so that I can get a way to get a body to them.
Yeah.
In Indiana.
Yeah.
TJ, weird science us a teleporter.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Because you clearly don't have one on the team. Goodbye.
Oh, well,
she
yeah,
hangs up.
that's right.
You can
That's
hear.
how I got yelled at.
She actually thinks that she's hanging up. She's like, what a bunch of idiots.
How's it work transporting a dead thing?
Just like transporting a live thing.
I still have to roll to figure out if I go the right place?
Yep.
And if you don't, it will appear somewhere random.
Then it's just gone.
Yeah. That's risk reward, baby.
Okay, hear me out. Before we do this, we spend 12 hours with this thing, Weekend at Bernie's style.
Until I know it very well.
Yes. That way you can teleport right to it.
The dead can never be known.
Paint up its face. And
it's a movie with Jeffrey Rush where he plays the Marquis de Sade.
Mystery Men.
Touche.
All right, so you get back, TJ, with Ori as Jake is sitting and sweating it out.
There it is.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Pretty horrid, right?
Yeah, thanks for this, I guess.
Good.
I'm glad I have seen this now.
Well, now you know what to look out for next time.
You could have told me just anything not human. I would have looked out for it, man.
I mean, really, I'm sorry. I know this is just awful, but I mean, it's important for even people that kind of believe that this weird stuff is going on to see that this is actually a monster, Like, this is real, and we're not sure that this is the only one.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, yeah, I'm sorry. I know it's shocking.
Okay. I don't believe that. I don't disbelieve they're real. I mean, 2 of them did eat one of my staff.
Yeah, no, that's fair. But see, that's the thing is that's not what they were. They weren't this.
Oh.
They were maybe infected by this, and that's really where we're at right now. We got to figure out what exactly that was doing, because if there are more of them, it's going to keep spreading that.
Oh, so there's like two problems.
Yeah.
That's not great.
No, it's not.
Really?
Yeah,
we,
bad news, man. Apparently, there's two kinds of problems. You told me problem solved, but problem multiplied.
Singular. Problem solved.
Gosh.
Problems persistent.
Wait, what's the problem that's solved?
This ghoul is dead? That ain't nothing.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
high five Ori.
Yeah, he gives it back.
Should you show Ori the vial of disgustingness that you found in the bar? Maybe he'll know what it is.
Oh,
I
I
don't
guess.
like any part of that sentence.
I pull out the little bottle. I pull out the little bottle of red liquid with the little cap on it, and I take it off, and I'm like, here you go.
Don't drink that.
Oh,
But do you know what it is? It was in the bar.
no, man, you got to be careful. Don't, like, uncork something that looks like a flask and just say, here it is. I was going to slam that.
Oh,
I like you, Ori. We can hang.
Your reflexes are questionable. Ori.
Well, I work at a place that's just rich people drinking and having sex. Like,
So
what do you-
which one's in that vial?
probably both.
Oh. Okay, Jake, if you think that you can get this thing back, maybe take the vial too, because that's a good point. If he did put some of that in his mouth, this thing may not be infecting people.
Well, I mean, at the very least, I can get the vial there.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely.
Worst case, I lose this ghoul like in the middle of Times Square or something. If I lose it, I have no idea where it goes.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
what if we somehow took its blood?
Yeah, I mean, and that's what I was going to suggest even with him is, I mean, if he's infected with something, clearly they can at least get some of that.
Right.
So that's good, but I mean, ideally, if they could have this, that'd be great.
Do you got like any blood-taking things in your first aid kit?
I have 17 of them ready for this right now,
Good.
for sure.
Yeah.
I'm not looking to my left for verification on
You
whether
got
that's
it.
true. I'm saying definitively.
All right. I believe you.
I do have a med kit though.
Yeah, a first aid kit.
First aid kit.
So no, I don't think you have any needles.
Pretty sure there's like 17 needles in a first aid
Yeah,
kit.
but those are just the heroin ones that you smuggle across on the plane.
That you collect whenever you
So
find them in the
all
garbage.
you're gonna do, all you're gonna do is just give them a little of Jake's blood with some heroin in it, and they'll be like, "Well, that's his addiction. That's what he got."
I'll feel real good though.
But no, I don't
Get rid
think
of
you have
that.
any needles for taking blood in a first aid kit.
Sure.
So then we need to somehow get.
A bottle and a knife and
Yeah.
Oh yeah, just bleed this thing.
yeah.
Ori, do you have any empty bottles anywhere we could borrow?
And I'm already just getting out a water bottle and dumping it out.
No, man.
Oh,
No glass containers on the island.
Nice.
good. No, that's good because you don't want glass on the sand. Understood.
I mean, you know that's not true because
We broke one
You
earlier.
broke one.
Yeah, we did. didn't we? I forgot about that.
Surely you've got like a pocket
Like
knife
a
or
pocket.
something.
Yeah.
I pull out my utility knife.
Oh,
my
yeah,
God.
there you go.
Here you
There
go.
you go.
Enjoy cutting this thing open and grabbing some blood.
Sure. And I do over the side of the porch of the bungalow, I just dangle a foot and hold the bottle of water or the empty bottle and just make a little nick in like the sole of its foot.
all right, roll act under pressure.
Act under pressure.
You're dealing with some dangerous, monstrous thing's blood that you're not sure if it's infectious. You're not wearing gloves. You're using a utility knife and a water bottle to collect it. Act under pressure.
Okay. That was an 11.
All right, so you, against the will of God,
And all of
cut this
science.
cut this thing's ankle right at the Achilles tendon.
Oh, God.
You bleed it into the water bottle. You notice that the blood is not red.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, like it's black.
I'll put the cat back on. I'm going to hand it to Jake. Say, make a little teleporty.
All right, so I'm taking a water bottle full of blood, a bottle full of I don't know what, and I'm still trying to take the ghoul's whole body or not.
I would say,
Yeah,
I think
they'll
this is
definitely
just.
need.
I would say this is just, kind of insurance, ideally, that they could have this whole thing to study. Awesome. At the very least, they have a pretty hefty portion of its blood and yours.
Ori's in the background just watching this thing just still constantly bleed onto the ground.
Get a Band-Aid out of your first aid kit.
Oh, that's such a good call. And I'll just wrap it up so it
Okay.
stops bleeding.
Back to my concern, though. Do I want to accidentally dump this body somewhere, or should we just leave it here and hope the blood's enough? How about I ask them?
I mean, they told you already specifically they want the body.
Yeah, I think you need to try to take it. I mean, those guys turned overnight. We can't chance that with you, man.
I'm going to scoop the body up.
Roll it.
Can I help out in some way? Like
No.
tenderly hold his bum with my hands?
This is, I don't think you can help out on someone's character playbook moves. You don't know how to do it.
That's fair.
I mean, a soft bum touch would really calm the nerves.
Yeah.
God damn it.
What'd you get?
I got a 3.
Jake, you try to teleport, and the body vanishes in a flash of light.
Oh my God. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, this is the worst thing I've ever done, and I'm just gonna like go some places. I don't know. Like I want to whatever I can think of, just in the hopes that I sent it somewhere I am familiar with.
Okay, so Jake decides to rapidly teleport to see if it might be at some place he remembers. He appears in the basement of the Halifax. He appears at a Wendy's. He appears in the parking lot of a Blockbuster that's empty with broken windows and a tumbleweed goes by. You appear in your bathroom on the toilet. You appear you appear outside of Rev's apartment. You appear at the top of a Ferris wheel, and then you appear back here, and you didn't see it the whole time.
I lost it. I sent it away. I lost it.
Okay.
I've said this before that one of my big like goals, dreams, whatever you want to call it, is that I want to do this as a comic. And it's scenes like that I just love the idea of this montage, this one page of like 9 panels that's just the exact same Jake in different locations as he tries to find this ghoul.
Josh says this episode is kind of a farce.
It is.
This is a silly episode that we're doing here.
Yeah.
But yeah, goodness. Also, I have to say that I loved Ori reacting to being shown the ghoul is so funny. For whatever reason, your delivery of that, like, that's not great, is like very, very close to thanks for breaking glass for my kids playing.
That's not great. I love too. I had forgotten about I'm like, we'll act under pressure, and Tess is like, act under pressure. Yes, you're dealing with an infectious monster's blood. You don't know what will happen if it touches you. You don't have any gloves. You're using an X-Acto knife and a water bottle to collect it. Act under pressure.
I think it's interesting that that at least prior to that conversation with Margaret, that Jake thought that whatever illness TJ had that he took into himself was from the ghoul attack as opposed to from something else. We're not totally sure. I forgot that little thing. God. Let's see. Penguin says, I'm imagining you appear at the top of the Ferris wheel and the cars aren't in the right spot, so you Looney Tunes flail before teleporting away.
And I love Jake's like moment there where he's like, I just have my back to all of them, just panicking.
Just panicked because like I thought maybe I was infected with the ghoul thing, and now it's like I don't know. Oh God. Yeah, this is a silly episode that
that leads to an even sillier episode.
Does it?
This the Vanishing Ghoul brings us to our first bonus episode that we put out.
Absolutely. I was Enthalpy is exactly correct. The Mortician's Assistant.
Which is also a ridiculous slapstick episode.
Yeah. God, so good. I would love a Critshow comic book. Let's just put that out into the ether.
Yeah. Here we go.
Wow, that ain't great.
Do you still have the vial of blood and red liquid?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got those. That's not nothing, but oh my God. Oh God.
Just take them to IPT. Just take them there.
And if they ask you any questions, just don't.
Disappear. Got
just
it.
Go. Just get out of there.
Okay, I'm going to go to IPT.
Where are you going at in IPT? Oh, you know what? Doesn't matter. You appear outside of the IPT. They have wars against this kind of stuff.
That's a good choice.
Yeah.
I'll go in the front doors, then I will go to the lab.
And there's some guys there.
Hey guys, from the Hawaii field team.
Oh, hey, where's the body?
That's a fantastic question. Here's a vial of its blood. Here is a bottle of rotten meat smelling stuff that one of our guys tasted because he found it in a bar. Thought maybe those could help you in your investigation.
Okay.
I lost the body. I accidentally sent it somewhere. I don't know where.
Oh, so do you want to report that or?
Do I need to?
Maybe.
I'm very new here. I don't know the policies.
I assume that if you've lost a possibly toxic creature, we might want to report it to somebody.
Okay, who?
Not it.
Where's Margaret?
Probably in her office. She was here, but she left just when she hung up the phone.
Okay, I'm going to go to Margaret's office and good luck.
Wait, are you the one who might be infected?
Yeah,
Let us take some of your blood.
good choice. Probably. You know what? Just take it all. Just kill me. Okay, yeah, I'll let them
Oh, we
draw
can
some
totally
blood.
turn you into a golem if you want.
What?
We'll just fill your body with magic clay, and we'll take the blood out and replace it with magic clay.
That's real cool. Like, I'm like...
No one's ever volunteered. I mean, you won't like have control of your thoughts or anything. You'll just be like an actual golem. If someone has the power word, they can just activate you and use you.
We'll save that.
Maybe Margaret will want to turn you into that if you lost his body.
Yeah, okay.
She's got a whole bunch of scrolls of power words.
Oh, gosh. Have they taken my blood yet?
What?
They were doing it as you guys are having this pithy banter.
Well, once that's done, I'll go see Margaret.
All right.
Knock, 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 knock.
Oh, come in.
Hey, Margaret. I, dropped off a vial of the ghoul's blood and a sample of my blood and this bottle of suspicious liquid no one could identify that we found on site down with the boys in the lab.
Oh, great.
Just one little thing that they said I might want to tell you. So, you know, I can I have angel wings and stuff. I can go places and take people with me.
Oh,
and
right. That's how I assume you got here so
whatnot.
fast.
Yeah, right. It doesn't always go off without a hitch. And there was a hitch.
Go
on. The ghoul is somewhere. I don't know where. It's dead. It's dead, but it's elsewhere.
Like, you got some options or?
I tried a handful of options, and none of them panned out. So
How does your teleportation work? Where is it limited to?
any place that I've been,
Like today or
nope, like
ever?
ever,
That's not great.
or anybody I know well. But I assume that I'll get a text if that's the case. That if it just showed up on one of my friends' couches, I'll find out about it on Facebook or something.
Yeah, I have a feeling we're going to find out about it no matter what.
Well, I just thought you ought to know, and if I needed to fill out any paperwork, like, say, the forms for my termination, I should come see you about it.
Go deal with the current problem. We'll deal with this when you get back. She reaches into her desk and starts looking at a scroll and eyes you.
I salute because I don't know what to do in this power structure, and
She does a slight head tilt.
I go away back to Hawaii.
Yeah, you don't because it doesn't work in here.
Damn it! I walk back.
She
down
watches
the
you
stairs.
stand there and strain and grunt for a second. Yeah, that won't work in here.
I walk back down the stairs and outside, and I look both ways to see if I'm clear, and then I disappear back to Hawaii.
So anything you guys are doing while Jake is visiting Margaret?
Yeah, I think we're disposing of that brackish blood some way.
And Jake's back.
All right. Well, I dropped off the things, had a concise and amicable conversation with Margaret. What now?
You actually talked to her? I thought you were going to just kind of jump out of there.
Well, the boys in the lab said there might be paperwork involved. There wasn't yet.
Okay, we got to put our heads together here, boys, because we're not really 100% sure this is over. I mean, as far as I know, we got it, but there could be more of these things if, a lot of people have been disappearing.
Well, we've got a couple of things that were leading us toward the water.
Yeah.
Literal tracks and the way this thing was going. So do we need to go for a swim?
Well, I mean, ideally not a literal swim, but I would turn to Ori. Is this beach, this side, is that where that island is? The haunted one?
Like this side of the island?
Is it, that direction?
No, it's that side of the island, but not that direction. We're kind of northeast. The island is southeast.
Okay.
What about that village?
Well, that's the place that the people would have to have been disappearing from, right? I mean, that's the only other populated part of the island.
Yeah, no, that's what we've gotten reports of is that the people, again, they're not a whole lot of people, but there have been some disappearances from the island over the last half a year.
Well, then we should probably go check that out, see if there's any clues that we can find.
Yeah, that's a good call. Let's see what we can find out.
Okay. Ori, thanks for your help. By the way, which way's the village?
Just follow the road.
Will do. Thanks.
I think we might take a minute to actually go into the room and maybe search it and stuff again first, see if there's any actual obvious points of entry that this thing might have used to get in.
Who's searching what and how?
I would be waiting for direction from Tass, I think, then. If you want to go search the room, tell me what to do.
Yeah, well, let's divvy this up. Is this essentially like one of those couples resorts where it's just a big room with a couple of extra little rooms? Is this actually like a mini house? Is that what are we
Yeah, so you
doing
go in, there is the main room that is the living room and the kitchen, and then off of that there is the master bedroom. That's where you guys went in and flipped the bed. And then there's another spare bedroom that also has a master bed in it, just no bathroom attached to it.
Okay, I will search the secondary, the guest room, as it were.
I'll go to the master bedroom.
And that leaves me with the rest of the place. So I will do that.
So roll investigation.
9.
I got a 6.
Likewise.
So Tash, you get one hold. Jake and TJ, you both get to reveal information about yourselves. As far as your characters know, nothing happens.
I would like to know what happened here.
In the bedroom?
Mm-hmm.
So you're able to see that the ghoul came in through the door, hands and feet. You can find some marks where it's touched the wall, like it was sniffing around. And then it looks like it was sleeping underneath the bed. And then you guys startled it awake.
I'd bring him in and kind of show him. And it does look fairly clear like it had been walking on its hands too.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, check this out. Okay, so this kind of does connect. I mean, it all connects. If we found these handprints on the beach like it was walking like that, I mean, we didn't really see it walking like that, but...
Looking at the marks around the room, too, you actually get the feeling that it uses its hands when it's being more delicate, almost like it's reading the area when it's trying to sense.
Okay, I think I'd kind of feed that idea in then, that maybe that's even just its kind of restful pose. How it got in, that's the weird part. I mean, the door was clearly locked.
Unless somebody let it in?
Oh.
Or something let it in?
That's a good point. Would this be going into like light switch mundaneness territory to just ask, are there windows open? Like,
Oh, yeah, I mean, they would have discovered that looking around.
okay, it's pretty basic either way.
Yeah.
Well, I say this is sort of a dead end, and I think we should check out that village.
Yeah, I agree.
Jake?
Yeah.
Yeah, and just kind of pile our stuff in finally and head for the Jeep.
So you guys pile into the Jeep and pull out of the little parking lot, and you head up the road just a little bit, and there is the left fork on the road. And it's either that or the road continues north, and it'll take you back to the dock. So the drive is 7 or 8 minutes. It's not very long. It's not a very big island. Like they told you, it's about 10 miles from end to end. And as you approach, you can see that it is a number of shacks and some very small, very old boats and a couple of piers. And you can see a few people working, dragging in nets, doing repairs on boats, hanging clothes out to dry.
We park, we get out and walk to the buildings and see what we see.
Knocking on a door,
Yeah.
you walking in.
I'm not just going to walk in a knock.
Nobody answers.
What are we doing? I'm just going to look for the closest visible person.
Okay, you see two people, a younger woman and an older woman.
Okay. Are they just sitting around?
They're
or-
working on one of the piers.
Okay. Oh, we want to talk to them.
Yeah,
Yep.
of course.
Head that way.
Okay.
Hi. Sorry to bother you. Do you guys have a quick minute?
The older woman looks at you and she speaks in a language you don't recognize. And the younger woman looks at her and looks at you.
Do either of you speak English?
And she speaks some more. And the younger woman smiles and nods.
So we're from the mainland. We've heard some tell of some pretty awful things happening around here. We wondered if you knew anything about that.
The older woman tilts her head at you, and the younger woman smiles and nods.
I feel like we're getting the sort of,
The polite.
the polite, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
The young woman's like nodding when we ask yes or no questions, though.
Mm-hmm.
I want to look directly at the younger woman and be like, do you understand what we're saying?
She smiles and nods.
Okay. Is there any particular reason why you're not speaking?
I don't know who you are. Why are you here?
Well, we were sent to the resort specifically to investigate because something bad had happened there, and while we were there, they told us that some people had gone missing from around here. We thought they might be related, so we just wanted to come ask some questions.
You can see she looks down at the older woman, and she speaks a few words to her. And the older woman looks at the three of you and then gets up and goes into the door that you had knocked on previously and closes it.
I take it she doesn't want to talk to us.
No, I don't want her to hear this.
Oh, okay. So you do have information we can use?
What do you mean, information you can use?
Did you know any of the people who have gone missing?
She looks at you a moment, and then her gaze drops to the deck. And as you look down, you can see that there's a set of scuff marks, and you can tell that something was dragged off of the dock into the water. Her gaze follows that drag mark, and she looks up into the sunset, and she shakes her head a little bit and turns back to you and says, I do know someone. The last person taken was my father.
Hey, what a silly episode,
Right?
one of my favorite things. Penguin says it best. I love snarky Margaret. Margaret's such a sastress in these first few episodes. Also, just the Margaret lore that you're generating. First, the cursed diamond from a second marriage. Scrolls of words of power.
Yeah. They can control golems, that they can fill people with magical clay.
Yeah, Jesus. Enthalpy says, if the Critshow wiki gets going, her page will be very interesting.
Yes.
That lady's lived quite a life.
Yeah.
How much of that was you just kind of riffing? Like, at this point, how well did you know Margaret?
Not well.
Yeah.
Like, it was, that was all just, I was like, oh, you know what? Once the decision was made that, like, oh, this is the leader, I was like, oh, she's got wild stories. So it just, things that came to my head, I just spat them out, and then they were true.
And now they're true.
Yeah.
Great. What'd you think of this episode? Of this zaniness?
It's funny because this episode is a very, there wasn't a lot to stop and talk about because it was a lot of them chatting together. You know? So, and I think those are good episodes when it's just them talking and I don't have to interject very much.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, no, this is a great episode for the boys and their chemistry.
Yeah,
very, very, very good, very, very funny. Amazing. Well, if you all have any last minute questions, go ahead and hit us with those, please, while I talk a little bit about what's coming up for the rest of the week. So, Thursday, the 29th at 7 p.m. Eastern, please join Megan for Mystery Detective. She's going to be playing one of my favorite games ever, Oxenfree, which is about some teenagers who go to an island, and some spooky stuff happens. I got kind of freaked out when I played this game. This game sort of frightened me a tiny bit, but luckily Megan will have all of you in chat to help keep her nice and brave. Monday, the 2nd at 8 p.m. Eastern, please join us for episode 5 of the Omniverse Chronicles Crossroads Carnival with Rev, myself, Tass, Megan, and guest GM Joe Louie. The last episode we just did was wild. It went in such directions that not even Joe could anticipate. But I'm so excited to see what happens next. And then next week, at 8 p.m. Eastern, please join Rev and I for a listen through of season 1, episode 9. We are back in Hawaii. We're gonna figure out probably more about Ori, more about the ghouls, all sorts of good stuff.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what the
I know, I'm
episode
trying to
title
figure
is.
out, I'm trying to remember what exactly happens next episode.
Let me find the episode title.
Oh no! Oh wow! Next episode is the introduction of one of my favorite TJ
yes.
inventions, and an iconic use of weird science.
and I think I see the title of episode 10, so I know the cliffhanger for episode 9, I think.
Yeah. Amazing. Enthalpy says, all the questions I'd want to ask are forbidden until more plot happens, so I'm good.
That's fair.
Sounds fair. Just make sure you hold on to them and ask them perhaps next week or on future episodes. Penguin says, I miss TJ's Weird Science. It gave us so many gifts.
Yeah.
So many gifts. It also enraged so many real life scientists. All right. Well, a nice short episode today.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rev, for hanging out with me, and
Yes,
thank
of
you,
course.
all of you in chat, for joining us for another listen through. We will see you next week for season 1, episode 9 of the Crit Show. I hope all of you have a great night. Bye.
Goodbye.